Right guys, we're gonna talk Victoria's Secret body positivity models, TikTok hiding curvier figures, Reese Witherspoon opening up about her sexual assault when she was 16, and so much more. So go ahead and grab yourself a tea or a quarantini, sit down, buckle up, and here we go. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, it helped. Comment down below, I wanna hear your thoughts. Jumping right into Talking Out Loud with Danae Mercer. Actress Reese Witherspoon opened up this week about how she was sexually assaulted when she was 16 years old. At the time, she was told, stay quiet, to not make a fuss. And she said it was something that happened repeatedly throughout her career, because obviously Reese started as a little girl. She also pointed out how recently she was shamed by a journalist for not talking about the assault sooner. The journalist, Reese said, sort of made her feel attacked and a bit shameful and a bit like she should have done something sooner, which I personally think is ridiculous. I think a woman will talk about her assault whenever she's ready, and trying to pressure her is kind of a double assault in a way. Reese says things have changed now with the Me Too movement, but I'd love to know what you think. Do you think things have changed? Is it easier now to talk about assault? Let me know in the comments below. We have two celebrities in the news because of coronavirus, and nope, before you even think, it's not with that lovely Imagine song. It's Vanessa Hudgens, who was perhaps not the most sensitive when talking about coronavirus.
Virus, I get it, like, I respect it, but at the same time, like, even if everybody gets it, like, yeah, people are gonna die. It's just terrible, but like, inevitable?
There's a huge backlash against this 31-year-old actress, and understandably so. Her comments were seen as out of touch, as callous, as, you know, especially in a time where we are seeing more and more this divide between the very wealthy, who have access to good medical care and to testing for the virus, versus, you know, the average person who may not get the test until it's too late, who may not be able to handle months without their job. You know, so there's this huge divide right now, and Vanessa she just sort of walked right into that. She just went for it. After the huge media storm, Vanessa kind of reeled it back and sort of, you know, she apologized. She said it was a huge wake-up call. She said, you know, stay home everyone, I'm taking this seriously. But fellow celebrity Chrissy Teigen stepped in and made, honestly, the very good point of everyone, including celebrities, has their stupid moment. And this would be a stupid moment. But it doesn't mean that we should attack her. It doesn't mean that we should take out all of our anger around all the things happening on one actress who said something very dumb on a live stream. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Is the rage against her fair? Or is it time for us to channel our inner forgiveness and just wipe the slate clean? Okay, on to Victoria's Secret. Earlier last year, which feels like a world apart, Victoria's Secret announced they're canceling their runway show because the brand was just increasingly feeling out of date. They had also come under quite a lot of fire for some of the comments that their CEO made about different body types, different sizes, and a whole array of gender norms. And they were being seen as a brand behind the times that hadn't caught up to the idea that women can come in all shapes, forms, sizes, and descriptions. That brings us to this week, where Victoria's Secret launched their brand new spring collection, A Body by Victoria, and it's all about a different array of beauty. They have former angel Helena Christensen, that's hard to say with Invisalign, who is now 51. They had her shooting the campaign, but she's also in quite a few of the photos. They featured curvy model Ali Tate Cutler, who is, I mean, just ridiculously stunning, but traditionally Victoria's Secret models are like, you know, a very specific body type. And they also included several other diversity figures, which is really, really great to see. Interestingly though, the media response this week has been a bit, W Magazine asked, is Victoria's Secret doing too little too late? We've moved on to an era where it feels like our world's on fire and some of the worries are incredibly huge. So can Victoria's Secret relaunch itself now at this stage when already what they're doing is kind of in this environment. And even Victoria's Secret said they're closing their online retailers for the moment because of the virus. Okay, so from women in underwear to women in sports kit. How's that for a transition? You're gonna get more of those. New York Times gave us a deep dive into how the coronavirus is impacting women's sport. It's very interesting because this year was all set up to be a record-breaking year for women in sport, especially in the US. It was also set up to be a record-breaking year for me as a journalist, and well, for instance, the Women's Tennis Association had received record-breaking prize money. The Women's Hockey League got an increased schedule of 24 games. Women's national soccer team in the US had sued for discrimination and it was viewed very favorably. The list goes on and on. There were all these quite big changes that were really positive for women. But now, for very valid reasons, everything's being put on hold. So huge sporting events are being canceled, tournaments are being canceled, everything's up in question. There are a lot of problems with this though. If all the female sports, the women's sports are being pushed back, they'll start to run into the men's sports and the men's timelines, and that's a logistical issue. It's also, there's a concern over sponsorship. A lot of these athletes earn their income through sponsorship, and you'll see often the logos all over their jerseys. But without playing games, sponsors are going to start pulling out. Michael Mann asked sponsors to actually not to pull out, not to punish the athletes for this huge crisis. Okay, shifting from in-person to online, let's talk TikTok. Certain TikTok policy guidelines were leaked this week that were very concerning. The guidelines said to disfavor videos that featured, you know, people who are overweight, people with beer bellies, people with ugly facial features, people with deformities, people who were in kind of a poor looking background. TikTok defended itself, saying these guidelines were just very early guidelines that very bluntly tried to cancel bullying before it happened. Plus size blogger Rhiannon Lengus has recently spoke out about all of this. A few weeks ago, she tried to post a video of her and a friend in bikinis, quite conservative bikinis, like dancing on the beach, showing different bodies, different types of beauty. And she posted on TikTok and then also on Instagram, and very quickly noticed that TikTok was censoring her video. It said this video violates our policy guidelines, and she wasn't getting the views. And so at the time she thought, okay, well maybe TikTok's super conservative. But then she looked under the hashtag of bikini and, you know, bikini girl, and there are loads of bikinis on there. It's not women who look quite like her. The same thing happened to plus size blogger Chelsea Culbertson. Again, she posted a video of her talking about bikini body. It was just, how do you get a bikini body? And then she was just dancing and she was happy, super conservative looking bikini. Same thing, it was flagged as violating TikTok's community guidelines. Ultimately, there's no clear policy right now for where TikTok stands with body positivity. And as you guys know who follow me on Instagram, I'm a big believer in body positivity and celebrating all different shapes, all different sizes. I think it's critical. That's just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think these brands have a responsibility to make sure people of all aesthetics are included? Do you think, well, we're just using the app, we have a responsibility to them to go by whatever they say? Let me know. Off from those big topics that I'm gonna whiz some fast news at you. New York Times this week gave us 5 wedding traditions that you can skip, including throwing the garter, which apparently links back to a time when guests would rip at the bride's dress because it was considered as good luck. Thank God that doesn't happen anymore, but according to New York Times, throwing the garter probably shouldn't either. Little Mix star Jessie Nelson received praise for her body positivity post on Instagram. She said, "Everyone thinks I have abs. I don't have abs. It's just the way when I breathe out, these little dents come on my ribs and it looks like I have abs. But trust me, I don't." And then she showed, you know, her skin kind of being soft and wiggly and all that sort of thing. Lily Sabri has released a fantastic at-home self-isolation workout guide, so it's definitely worth checking out if you are just kind of overwhelmed by all the different workout programs, don't know where to start. That girl knows her stuff, she's a physio. One more, Sierra Shultzzie, the curvy YouTuber, gave us a video about her dressing for a week like My Life is Eva vlogger. So it's kind of a fun exploration on, would I feel comfortable in this other woman's outfit? So what do they actually look like? It's great, especially for someone like me who has no style. And that is the serious news, the fast news, all the news that you can use. I've just always wanted to say that in my journalistic career. Again, if you like it, thumbs up, subscribe, you know, all those things. Bye guys.